So it's been almost 2 years since my dad died. And when he passed, he left the family home, the only home that I ever lived in, to me and my sister. My sister said, George, I don't want this. I said, fine, so I bought her share of it. So I now own the home that I grew up in, the only home that I ever lived in. And if those walls could talk, they'd tell you I was pretty stupid most of my life, early life. But the real story that those walls would tell would be about my dad. My father, as I've told you before, was a family doctor. And he started his practice in 1948. What's significant here is that emergency rooms, the big emergency room in Cauble County, where I was living, Keystone Hospital, didn't get built until 1966. So what happened when you had some really traumatic urgent care? Okay? You went to the doctor's house. So I would be asleep, a little 5, 6-year-old boy, 7-year-old boy, laying there in bed, as I like to tell people, minding my own business. When he would go the doorbell, ding, 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 bam, 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 somebody pounded on the door. And Dad would get up and he'd go greet them and he knew everybody in town. Go out to the car, get his house call bag where he had his stethoscope and his blood pressure and his syringes and his medicines and flashlight and all this kind of stuff. So he'd come up there in the entranceway to the house. He had a table, lamp on it, so he could just sit there and do what he could do. If he couldn't take care of him there, he'd say, meet me at the office. The office was less than a mile away on Main Street. So I remember laying there one night, and no, it was Halloween. And there was this girl that I knew, she was about 3 or 4 years older than me. But while she was out trick-or-treating, somebody threw an egg, hit her in the head and ear. And so the parents brought her by the house. And so my mom was holding the flashlight on this girl and was digging the egg out of his head. And another time, this happened all the time. All the time. 1971, is August of 71. One of my best friends, Larry Williamson, we were playing football at the high school at the time. In August here, you have 2-a-days. You go in the morning, you have your morning practice, and then, so I would go by and pick him up. And that particular day, we came back by the house for some reason. Mom and Dad had worked till 12 and take a couple hours off. And so Mom had picked up a bunch of hot dogs. So I said, hey Larry, just hang out here, eat a hot dog with us. So fine. So he's sitting down, Mom gets the paper plates, puts the hot dogs out. Damn, here's something. So I get up, and open the door, and there's a guy standing there, and he's down there cut his finger off. And it's like sort of hanging out. He's got this white towel wrapped around it. It's bleeding, all blood red and all this kind of stuff. He says, is Doc Cauble? I said, yeah, sure, come on in, come on in. And so he walks in, and we're all standing there. My dad sees me, he says, hey, so-and-so. He says, meet me up at the office, I'll sew it up. Okay, so everybody went. So I remember Larry and I, we looked at each other. We looked down at that hot dog. There's this hot dog in a white bun with this chili and ketchup on top. Now, I don't know if y'all ever thought how much a hot dog resembled a butchered finger in a white towel. So we're 16 years old, so we're sorry, anyway, whatever. But my favorite story, if the walls could talk, was this. Okay, Saturday nights are pretty bad in there, okay? People do, it's a small town, people do crazy things, and so it was not uncommon for him to get up and go out 2 or 3 times. And so he would sleep in on Sunday morning. Sometimes he could make it to church by 11 o'clock, sometimes not. So, anyway, my mama taught Sunday school for over 20 years. She'd get me up out of bed, she'd take me into the kitchen, sit me down in a chair, here's your cinnamon roll, cereal, here's your comics, stay here. Said, I'm going to go get dressed, put my makeup on, get you get dressed, we're going to go up to Sunday school and church. Okay, that's good. So I'd be sitting there, minding my own business. When you'd hear this, knock at the door, Sunday mornings, open the door, look out, man standing there says, Doc in? I said, I didn't tell him what I wanted to tell him, but I'd say, yeah, let me go get him. Yes, sir, thank you. So I closed the door, I'd walk back down the hallway, I said, Daddy! Daddy! Man at the kitchen door will see you. Okay. I walk back up, sit down at the table, eating, read my comics. Daddy come out, have his bathrobe on. He'd open the door, he'd go, hey! He knew everybody in town. Go out there, he'd 5 minutes later, he'd come back in. He'd walk over to the dining room table and say, son, yes, sir. He said, he dropped a few bills, whatever, on the dining room table. He says, tell your mama, put that in the collection plate. Yes, sir. So let's fast forward now, about 30 years. And Daddy's retired in 91, he was 70 years old. And I moved to Macon in 91, and I meet this woman, and I decided I'm going to get married. And so I was taking her home to meet my mom and dad, and she loved to hear her future father-in-law tell stories about his medical practice. Daddy, since he retired, he liked to tell these stories. He'd laugh, all that stuff. Anyway, so he says, he's telling these stories one night, and I'm, yeah. Then he goes, and then I had my Sunday morning class. And I'm like, what? Got to edge up a little bit, so what? Dad said, you know, talking about future wife, he says, small town, everybody get paid on Friday. Friday night, go out, have a little fun. Saturday night, might go out, have a little more fun. Come Sunday morning, some of these boys realized they needed a dose of penicillin. So, Randy said, he's laughing. He said, and so the old doctor told me when I first started practicing, he said, son, when you treat venereal disease, you get your money up front. So Randy said, no sir. So I just find it somewhat ironic that that money kind of filtered its way through their hands, Daddy's hands, dining room table, and the First Baptist Church back North Georgia. If those walls could talk, I didn't do it justice tonight. There's a lot of stuff but anyway, that's going to be it.